Okay, I'm working on the shower valve. Here's what I came up with. So the valve is mounted to the board, and these are the 2x4s it's going to go between as a simulator. So the valve's got to face the other way. So I made these lips that are 1/2 inch out to get the proper spacing off the 2x4s. So they're going to lay like this. So these pieces of plywood are going to stop this and put it sticking out the appropriate length. So I don't know if you can see how that spacer works. So there's the wall 2x4, and then once we get this into place, put screws into this and here to hold it in the wall. And if we need to move it forward or backwards, if we're going to move it backwards, we just undo the screws and move it back. If we want to move it forward, we got to pop these off so we can go beyond the stop. But this gives us a 1-inch standoff from the end of the 2x4 to the flange of the mudguard, and that should be enough for a 1/2 inch rockboard and a 1/2 inch worth of tile and thin set. The tile's 3/8, and the thin set's about 1/8, so that makes about 1 inch from this surface to that surface. So once that's tiled, this cover comes off, and it sets you up for the control and the valve that goes in there. So here's the other side of the valve. So this is the connection that goes to the tub spigot, but we're not going to use that, so it's going to get capped. These on the side is for the hot and the cold. So what I have to do is put some Teflon tape on these and some pipe dope and screw them back in and get them sealed up and connected. And once these two and this one are done, then I'm ready to do the cold expansion tool to put the pipes to the valve. And then we're good to go. So I successfully sealed up this bottom plug to the best of my ability. Now we're going to work on this one here. So the way Teflon tape works is the direction that you thread the fitting is the direction you want to put the tape. So you get it started like that. Kind of pull on it tightly as you spin it. So that's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go four wraps. You pull it kind of tight and you snip it. You put it back in this to keep it clean. So this fitting will go on like that. So this feels kind of tight, which is good. You want that. Now this is the pipe dope, which is an extra layer of protection, which gives it a little more sealing. There we go. There we go. Put that back in. Just want to make sure I don't have any pipe dope right on the end where you can go inside of that hole. There we go. Okay. So now this goes right over that. I spin it as far as I can by hand. Some of this extra off. So you just spin it on until it starts feeling tight. You don't want to over tighten these. So between the Teflon tape and the pipe dope, I'm going to tighten it as much as I can by hand and then call it quits. And that's right there. Okay. Drop the extra dope. Alright, so that's the one that goes up to the shower head. Okay, now I'm going to rinse and repeat for the other sides. And then 4. Okay, and snip it. Cap on. As far as I can go with it. Okay, so that's the cold water side. Now I'm going to do the hot water side. As far as I can with my fingers. That's right. So now I got to put the mud guard back on it. Right there, like that. Okay. Alright, so now I'm ready to put this in there. Here's the look at the shower valve from the back wall. And what I had to do is, you see the shower valve right there. So it's mounted on the board. It had to stand proud of the wall by 1 inch. So this lip right here, where my thumbnail is on, the distance between this lip and the rough wall before we put any hardboard on has to be 1 inch, because that'll leave enough room for all the materials. So here's the connection point. So I had to push this out 1/2 inch, which shows that piece of plywood right there. And that's how I connect it. So we're all connected, ready to go. We've got the fittings glued on. And I can put the PEX pipe on as soon as I can walk on the floor and get over there. Manny was just here, and he had an area right here that he had to put some more thin set to bring it level. He also added another layer in the back here. He had to bring it up a little bit higher, a little bit higher. So he got that all set. He also did the floor. So the bathroom floor has its the Detra floor covering, the wire, and the first layer of mud to level it off. We had to cut the toilet flange off so he could do his magic. Once he's all done, then I'll reconnect that. And I got the valve in over by the bathroom. See if I can zoom in. So I got that roughed in. I still have to make the connections, but I can't walk on the floor until it's dry, so I can't get in here to do that just yet. Okay, it's Sunday afternoon. I'm getting ready to put some plywood down in the laundry room. So right behind me, I got a trailer full of plywood. It's covered up right now. So that's going to come off the trailer, and it's going to come in through this porch area, and I'm going to lay it down underneath where the washing machines were. The floor is a little bit wobbly, to say the least. So I have some prep work to do first, and then I'll nail this all down. So what I did was I laid down 2 courses of 1/2-inch plywood, and you can see the different levels here, and it gets screwed in every 6 inches square. So I got the back half done. I still got to put a bunch more screws in right through here, and I'm going to work on that next. So that'll prevent the washing machine from shaking and wobbling, because we don't want to influence any vibration into this area where the tile's going to go, because that might cause some of the underlying base material to come loose or something. So we want to just keep this as stationary as possible. Here's how the shower valve came out. I got it all hooked up to the PEX pipes. So that's the hot water, that's the cold water, and this runs up to the shower head right here. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting some insulation on the pipes because of those noodles. So that'll be insulated up to the valve and up to the shower head. And here's the finalized version of the shower valve with all the insulation on it. So you can see I got nail plates on either side so we don't puncture a PEX pipe with a fastener through the wall. There's another one there. So we're insulated from the floor to the valve. And we're also insulated up to the shower head. So now I got to put insulation in this wall, all the way across and all the way down. And I got the PEX pipe all installed. So if you see here, there's the hot water pipe. That's the red one. Over here is the blue PEX pipe. And this is just some pipe noodles. So the PEX pipe dives in that insulation. It goes down in the cellar behind that insulation. And over here on the left, the hot water pipe is buried inside of that insulation, and it comes around and connects to the valve. So the valve stands proud of the wall surface by about 1 inch, and that meets. So what's going to happen is when the cement board is put in, it should be even with this surface or somewhere close. Up top here is the cutaway. There's a cutaway in this insulation. That'll this is for the shower head. So I kind of mocked that up so he knows how to tile around that. There's going to be a niche right in here for storing shampoo and soaps and stuff. So Steve's going to work on doing the hardy board in on this, and we're going to have to drill the hole to go down into the drain. So I got everything off the rack here so Manny could do his work. And this is coming along pretty quick. What we got right here is an electric heater. So this is going to put some more heat into this room so the tile work can dry a little bit quicker. So Manny was just here. He's taking a break for some lunch. So here's what we got done so far. So here's the tile expanse going across. And these little purple pucks are to keep the spacing, the grout line spacing, even. And once these set up, he pulls them and he goes to the next course. So he's doing pretty good on that sense. Let's swing over here into the bathroom. So he started doing the bathroom work. Same thing. He's putting the tiles down, and he's got these little orange spacers that looks like it keeps the grout line even, and the wedges keep them the tile surfaces level with each other. This weekend was very productive. Got the water supply lines hooked up to the shower valve in the new walk-in shower area. Got the shower head pipe installed to the valve as well. Got the space insulated. We use Rockwood sound insulation in there. So that was all finalized. The next thing I got done was I put down 2 layers of 1/2-inch plywood on the utility room floor because we had some very flimsy material in there to begin with, and when the washer got going, spinning a load, it really shook the whole floor, and that got the dryer going as well. So in an effort to keep that floor very rigid and solid and not influence any vibration on the kitchen tiling area, we opted to put some more material on top of the floor and get it to be more rigid. So Jane's going to do the acid test on that probably tomorrow or the next day. We didn't want to run it today because Manny was tiling, and we want to wait until the tile and the grout's all dried up before we start making any weird vibrations on the floor right next to where he's installing tile. So we decided to hold off on laundry for a couple days, make sure that all his tile work is done and dried and solid before we do, impart any destructive forces on his work. I'm pretty confident that with the material that we laid down, that's not going to be an issue. That now it's like a monochrome skin over the joists, and there's a screw every 6 square inches. There's a screw, kind of like in a graph paper type pattern. So there's no way in heck that floor is going to move. But you never know. We'll see what happens. So that got done. What else? Manny showed me the plumbing connection, the Ditra floor pan system, and a 2-inch pipe could go straight up onto that drain pan for the shower. And there's no fancy connections or weird plumbing involved with that. When he's ready to put that pan in, all I got to do is measure a piece of pipe for wherever that lands down to the elbow that we have currently, and just glue those in together when he's ready to put that material, in the bottom of the shower. So made it some really good headway. One of the things that we did do to keep the room warm is we cut 2 holes in the plastic dust guard in the hallway and over by the front door. We got 2 electric heaters in there also running some heat. It's going to be a cold night. Manny wants that room to stay as warm as possible to help the grout to dry.